Liz Cheney, her behavior has been very puzzling to anyone who thinks that she wants to have a political future. So the question then becomes, what is Liz Cheney thinking? What is her own view of how she can get herself reelected, which she seems to want to do? She's running for reelection. She has a campaign. She's fundraising. She's had numerous events that have been attended and organized by various sort of never-Trumper types, members of the old Dick Cheney circle. And it turns out that Liz Cheney does seem to have a plan, and her plan to win the primary is called Democrats. What? Well, it turns out in Wyoming, the Democrats can vote in the Republican primary and vice versa. So you can choose, you can cross parties, if you will, in the primary. And so now Liz Cheney's behavior begins to take on a certain kind of sense. Liz Cheney is going to kind of poke the bear, attack Trump, in a sense, betray her own party. But what is she doing? In the process, she's sort of courting Democrats to say, hey, listen, you know what? You can cross over the aisle and vote for me, and I'll continue to be kind of your thorn in the side of the Trump wing of the GOP. So this seems to be the Liz Cheney. Well, it's a pretty ingenious and if diabolical kind of plan. And Liz Cheney denies she's doing this, but it seems clear that this is something that Wyoming law allows. Trump, however, is on it, and he has a plan to stop her. It's called passing a law in Wyoming, by the way, a heavily Republican legislature, a Trump-friendly governor named Mark Gordon. And so Trump has been actually publicly calling for and making calls behind the scenes, basically saying, listen, you guys pass a law, which you can do, preventing this kind of party switching. So if that happens, I think Liz Cheney is completely doomed because her support in the Republican Party has, well, I don't know if it's plummeted to single digits, but it's certainly headed in that direction. Here's Trump. It makes total sense that only Democrats vote in the Democrat primary and only Republicans vote in the Republican primary. And I think the reason this does make sense is you don't want to have people in one party be able to subvert, even to a degree, the nominee of the other party. And that's exactly what can happen. And now we see a political logic in which it might in fact happen. So Trump has been he had a fundraiser recently for Hageman, the woman who's running against Liz Cheney. I had her on the podcast recently, and she's becoming a really viable candidate against Cheney. In fact, I think she's going to beat Cheney as long as Trump is successful and Wyoming Republicans are successful in preventing Democrats from voting in Republican primaries.